That's the other thing.
for anything.
We're gonna get on Facebook Marketplace and we're gonna buy a UFO because we know one's fixing to come up for sale. We're gonna LS swap that. That's what we're gonna do.
Drive that bitch around.
I want to put a diesel in it. Can you imagine it like coming across a big cloud of black smoke?
Fuck that. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Outlaw Way podcast. It is me, the boss, here with Cheeto.
It's just me and you, dog.
Just me and you. I mean, honestly, you know, at least the best of us showed up.
That's what I'm saying.
Nikki, I hope you hear this. But at the end of the day, a lot of crazy things are going on out in the fucking world right now. I mean, UFOs are flying. Nobody seems to fucking care because the bills are still piling up.
This UFO shit. All right.
I mean,
all right, so you're America, okay? Just America.
Yeah.
When did the TV come out? In the mid-50s?
I'd say, yeah.
We have not stopped making this bitch better.
Oh,
Every week, a new TV, a new glass, a new diode, a new color, it's flatter, skinnier. What? We went to the moon.
Yeah.
In 1969, and we've never returned.
What shit there? Why go back?
Bullshit. Bullshit. No, it's the same thing with this UFO. There ain't no fucking UFO.
So you're telling me we didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon. It was a Hollywood production.
It's a Hollywood production.
There's an old interview you can watch. Neil Armstrong. He never said that he didn't go to the moon.
Yeah.
But every single interview he did, when they said, when you went to the moon, he said the reenactment, and they would look at him. He's like, well, we couldn't. There was no cameras and stuff. We couldn't actually take you to the moon. We did a reenactment to show you what we did.
Yeah.
It was only a reenactment together.
Nice.
But this UFO shit, man, come on. I mean, you know what's going to happen?
What's that?
The Democrats have messed up so bad that they're bringing UFOs back, and they're going to, like, take Biden out and say he was the leader of the extraterrestrial whatever.
I'll tell you what, me personally, no matter what happens with the aliens, the first chance I get to buy a fucking UFO off Facebook Marketplace, it's happening.
Call me. I'm going to go have some.
And I'm LS swapping that bitch. I'm going to put an LS in that motherfucker.
I would say, I don't think you can, but I went to Arkansas and dude put an LS in a forklift. So
I mean,
if you put it in a forklift,
you can put an LS motor in absolutely fucking anything.
Let's put a fucking
12
turbo.
valve? No.
Yeah, let's put a turbo in that bitch.
No. LS swap.
Can
that
you
bitch.
imagine that UFO coming across the sky and big cloud of black smoke behind it? Just
I mean, shit, fire. It's probably how it's going to end up on Marketplace.
oh man.
Listen, let's see. The thing with the UFO shit, it's going to be hilarious. Somebody out there right now is making a fake UFO with an LS motor in it somewhere.
Oh, somebody's making shirts and all kinds of shit. I promise you.
I'm telling you what, man.
We should do this. Like, we got to make money on this somehow.
I want to build a 36-inch wake tower. I'll mount that to the back of my LS swapped UFO.
But we ought to come up with a damn something UFO, a hat, a shirt, a coin, something UFO that, because you know that, this is so stupid.
It's insane. You know, and what's crazy to me is nobody cared.
No.
They came out and said, hey, aliens are real. We do have a UFO. Just straight up said it.
They had Congress meetings and Senate meetings and hearings about this shit. They're still doing it.
Yeah, and nobody has said anything.
Nothing.
All I see is memes about it. And somebody's crazy fucking uncle in Arizona is like, yeah, bitch. I told you, motherfuckers. Nobody believed me.
There was one of them. He came by here last week.
Yeah, the motherfuckers there. And everybody's sitting over there like, was he telling the truth? Was it the Narcan? We don't fucking know.
There's so many lies. You don't know nothing anymore. This is like that submarine deal.
Honestly, unless you see it. I mean,
if I even see it, I question it now.
I would too. You know, honestly, even seeing it and believing anymore. Because the amount of shit that I know I can fucking fake and put in front of people in 20 minutes.
Well,
much
how many
less.
people think Ricky's real? And,
I mean, you know, it's crazy shit. Like the amount of people that see things and immediately believe they're real is insane.
That's crazy.
Like, makes no damn sense.
You know, Pee Wee Herman died.
Damn, did he?
Pee Wee Herman, dog. I was telling my brother.
How old was he? He wasn't that old.
Nah, he was like probably in his 50s or 60s.
Didn't he go to prison?
No.
He didn't go to prison. I thought he went to prison for showing.
He got a bad rap, man. He was at a adult movie theater. Not like here in West Monroe, but a porn movie theater.
Yeah.
An adult, and he was beaten off.
Yeah.
But he was in a place where you beat off.
That's what you do there.
But he got a bad rap. But I was thinking about yesterday, just the fact that country singers, rock singers, rappers, movie stars, however you want to look at it, your childhood is just disappearing. Like, it's crazy.
I
wasn't a big, huge Pee Wee fan, but
no,
there was a couple things.
I never watched really.
I watched the.
That wasn't kind of my.
was
It was kind of the skip to my generation.
Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, I remember that,
Yeah.
and I remember the bicycle and everything, but I never remember watching it. Like I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, but that was it.
I think it was kind of like our generation's Blue's Clues.
Yeah. See, I watched Blue's Clues. See, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of the same line.
Or Bear in the Big Blue House or some shit, something like that.
I don't know about that.
I'd say best fucking kids show they ever made was back in the 90s. Dinosaurs. Live action? Fuck yes. The sitcom Family Dinosaurs? Oh, yeah.
There's two of them, and they're tied for each other.
That's top tier.
It's Captain Kangaroo
No.
and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood both died before I was born.
Telling you, man. When Mr. Rogers come in there and put that damn sweater on and changed his shoes, and you knew he was fixing to go molest some child somewhere, boy, I'll tell you what,
I'm
it
telling
changed
you,
your
man.
mind.
It's just different these days.
And Captain Kangaroo was ugly, dog. He had a big old beard and big. Like, he
Well, see, I
scared the
never
shit out
watched
of
that.
every kid they put in the set with him.
Never watched it.
Oh,
Never.
dude. It was bad.
Wasn't part of my TV.
You got to pull up Captain Kangaroo and show them and Mr. Rogers and all that when you do that.
So I know who Mr. Rogers is because I always see memes about it.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing.
What made Mr. Rogers famous? Like, Mr. Rogers was already popular.
Yeah.
But what made it famous when I was growing up was Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy did skits about it on Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
and it was freaking hilarious. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like Mr. Rogers Ghetto or something, Mr. Rogers in the Hood or something like that. And he would come in, it had the same set. He'd come in and be like, well, today, boys and girls, we're going to learn about this. And he'd start putting, it was hilarious.
That's good shit. Hey, y'all, and I'll tell you what, Saturday Night Live in itself is a fucking shit show, but damn, every now and then, they fucking get a hit going
Man,
on.
I'll tell you, I don't know the entire cast, but in the 70s, you had the Ratners and the Belushis and the Steve Martin and all that stuff. And in the 80s, it kind of, you had some real good ones with Eddie Murphy and stuff like that, Chevy Chase, all them. But the 90s run, you had Adam Sandler, Chris Farley,
Will Ferrell's in there.
Yeah. Man,
Everybody.
Every week was fucking hilarious. Now it's
A-lister
like
shit.
hit and miss.
It's hit and miss, yeah.
But in the 90s, every damn time they did one, it was a hit.
And I do watch the Saturday Night Lives. Not on Saturday night, not live,
I
but
catch
I do
them on
watch
YouTube.
them. I catch them on TikTok or Instagram. They're always on there. And I mean, it's pretty good shit, you know. That's fun because it's kind of what I do, you know. I make little skits.
And what's cool about it, too, if you look at it, is I guess you call it respect amongst peers or whatever, but like Adam Sandler, every time he does a movie, he's got
All those
everybody
friends.
with him. They're all that way.
Yeah.
That whole Saturday Night Live clique,
Yeah.
they have all stayed with each other and made sure they were all good through all the years. It's pretty cool.
That's the way to do it, too, you know. I mean, you know.
You don't see that shit no more now.
No, never. Honestly. I mean, I got fucking a million fucking people that I know, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of one of them things that's like you can't really decide on any. People my age, it's not one of them, not real tight knit like that anymore. And even in the workforce, I mean, it's gotten to the point to where
Everybody's out for themselves now.
exactly. If you're not immediately beneficial to a person, I mean, they're
Okay,
probably
so-
not going to hold your hand and walk you through the dark.
Next subject heard this morning. UPS.
Hey, they're on strike, I think.
No, they settled this morning, or
Did
settled
they?
yesterday with the Teamsters
Damn.
to avoid going on strike. So now moving forward, full-time employees start at $49 an hour.
God damn.
Part-time employees, $21 an hour. So what this means is UPS ain't paying for this. We are.
Yeah,
It's going to cost you $1,000 to ship a small box to the next town.
Yeah, well,
It's going to be bad. And then FedEx has got to jump because the FedEx guys going to go, they're making 49. I ain't doing it. They're fixing the flip.
oh yeah, for sure.
So
My big thing about that is I think all UPS, FedEx, USPS, every type of delivery driver that is in and out of the vehicle 40, 50, 60, 70 times a day should be paid, I don't know how to explain, different wages for their different environments. If you're working in southern Arizona and it's 130 degrees for 8 months, I think you should be paid more than somebody. I think you should get paid for the
I
environment you're working
100%
in.
agree with you. I think you should get paid for the environment. You should get paid for the physical.
But more of a hazard
shape.
pay.
You should get paid for the wear and tear on your body,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. Riding around in a truck with no fucking air conditioning.
Never, yeah.
But at the same time, with all that being said, you should not make more than a teacher
No.
or a firefighter. Or
I'll say this,
you know what I mean?
though.
Like,
And as far as the full-time, part-time, that's a big divide right there. And I mean, what's to keep the UPS drivers from having 2 full-time guys and 8 at 38 hours?
well, they're gonna take their full time roster and cut
Yeah.
it to a third right off the bat.
Naturally, you have to. And you have
All
to
of
put
those people are never going to get 40, so they're going to be considered
Exactly,
part time,
yep.
so they can't make that wage. And then you've got guys that they're going to keep full time for $49 an hour. Let's say Billy in the back stocking.
Yeah.
So he's throwing boxes in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
He has no skill. He has no trade.
Yep.
He has for $49 an hour.
Yeah, that's insane. I think
It's going to
that
cause a snowball effect.
you should be getting paid for extenuating circumstances. If it is 12 degrees outside and there's 14 inches of snow, you should get paid more that day than you got paid.
If all the packages got delivered on time like normal.
Yeah, it's it's one of the things. It's like you can't pay across the board when across the board isn't anywhere near the same. A guy working for UPS in Southern Arizona or Tucson or something like that or Phoenix is not under the same amount of stress and physical what he has to do than a guy working in Minnesota and it's 68 today. And
I get it, but I think they should change it where you say, okay, here's a base rate. We're going to pay you $500 a week.
Yeah.
Because you work here and you need, guarantee that. And then you're going to get paid per package. So your guys that are badass are making bank. And your guys that are fucking lazy and trashing package shit,
yeah.
they do the bare
I will
minimum.
say this. I'm pretty sure that they have to clear the truck no matter what before they come back.
Yeah, but you got those guys like the one in, I think it was Austin, that he would run his route for a little bit. When he got tired, he'd just take all the fucking packages home. He was done. They went to his house. He had like rooms full of packages.
Oh, shit.
Where he wasn't stealing the packages.
Yeah.
He didn't open none of them. He just wanted to be off for the rest of the day, so he just take the packages home.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. But I'm saying, I'm pretty sure they have to empty the complete truck before they go back. So
does this include the UPS 18-wheeler drivers that deliver to the
freight.
UPS station?
That's freight.
So that they're not getting the 49?
Who knows? I would think that they were probably already getting paid pretty good because they're CDLs and they're going to.
Well, they didn't say you had to have a CDL. They just said employed by.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a big gray area that they're still working on right
What
now.
about the pilots?
Well, I'm sure the pirates, that's a completely different story. Them motherfuckers are making way more than 49
If they don't end up on an island somewhere like a little castaway.
I'm telling you what, boy.
Any new movies out? Any new entertainment going on that's worth the shit?
Not really. No, Oppenheimer's supposed to be out about the bombs. You know what I'm talking about? The bombs? The
talking about,
nuclear bombs.
Well, they're going to suppress that shit.
No, they're not. It's like number 2 in the box office right
Yeah,
now.
but they're only going to tell you what they want you to know.
No, still, it's supposed to be a pretty good movie. They shot it on film, like the old way on film.
Huh.
It's supposed to be pretty crazy.
They were supposed to release the rest of Kennedy stuff, but they blocked it again, which we all know what happened. But so how was Orlando, dude? You went to Orlando? You went to
was
all that?
The show was great. Little quick view of the week. Tuesday, drive down, 16-hour trip one way with a 6-month pregnant wife and a 10-year-old in the back seat. It was a long trip for me, not them. Finally get there. 16 hours, checking in the hotel. We get up the next morning at 7. We're doing Disney. We're there. We're in the area. It's 3 miles away. We're fucking doing it.
I don't know how much has changed. I was there in 98, so.
I was at Disney for 14 hours. 14 hours, okay? Guess how many rides I rode in 14 hours?
I'm going to go, 14 hours. When I was there in 98, I rode maybe 6 to 8. So I'm going to say you rode 4?
2.
2.
Now, don't get me wrong. We did eat. We ate once, and it took an hour and a half. We stayed in line, sitting. We had to stand in line to sit down. We had to stand in line to get the food. Got fish sticks. It's the only line we could get in.
$62?
That's about $50. Yeah. And
$50 for fucking fish sticks.
Yeah, I got a 4-piece fish stick. I think my wife got a 4-piece fish stick, and the girl got a 3-piece tender. And I don't think I finished 4 fish sticks. It's pretty bad.
We went to Wolfgang Puck's. Yeah. It's down by, at that time, I want to say by Planet Hollywood and Hard Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
Me and a buddy and his kid. There's 3 of them. Me and him ordered a 22-ounce steak, baked potato salad, I think a 32-ounce beer. Kid ordered a hot dog that was like this
Huge.
long. It was a badass hot dog. $692 was the bill.
Fuck me. I'll tell you what, though. So we did 14 hours of Disney Road 2 rides. We did get to see a lot of the free stuff, the free shows, the free parades. We got to see a lot of stuff, watch a lot of small shows at Disney on the little strip, whatever. And it was a good time. It was. But finally get the fuck out of there. The fireworks over the castle were amazing at 9:20 at night. Best fucking part of the whole entire day. Leave there. We leave the park. Fireworks at 9:20. They end at 9:35.
So is the hotel still there? You got the Polynesian,
Oh, I don't even know. I stayed.
where the fireworks is on the lake right there. Mm-hmm. You got the Polynesian.
It's behind the castle now, not on the lake.
Okay.
So
We stayed right there at the one that has a monorail that goes through it. We stayed in the park.
I didn't stay there. No, we didn't stay there. We stayed way on down the road at a cheap ass hotel. So watch the fireworks at 9:20. They're over at 9:35. Immediately when they ended, we start heading to the truck. At 1:45 in the morning, we get to the truck.
Yep.
Because that's how long it took to get on the ferry to get across the lake to get back to the vehicles. Okay, get the fuck out of there. Great, whatever. Stop at a gas station, get a piece of pizza at night on the fucking way back. 7-Eleven always cooks fresh. Love them motherfuckers. Next morning,
They used to be everywhere, but they disappeared.
we're back up at 8. We got to sleep in until 8 because I was fucking worn the fuck out. We go to Universal Studios. We were there for 12 hours. Guess how many rides I rode at Universal Studios in 12 hours?
Probably every one of them had.
I literally lost count after 30. Mm-hmm. I paid for
Two
that.
different worlds, man. Two
I
different
paid
worlds.
for that extra $280 fast pass, and it literally took us longer to walk from ride to ride than it did to get on the fucking ride.
Universal's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I told her, I was like, we'll never come back to Disney. We'll come back for the experience, but we won't come back to ride.
I mean, I think that's what I was almost going to say is it's almost that you have to go for the experience one time just to know.
Just to see it. Just
But
say, yes, I've been.
all the fucking the child shit and the
Yeah.
movie shit and just it's so bad that you don't want to go at all. But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, and it's like we went to Universal and was there for 12 hours, rode so many. We rode every fucking ride in the park. We rode some twice. Yeah. Honestly, we rode some twice.
and they got better rides, honestly, because
They do.
At
They do.
Disney World, you got our It's a Small World. After all,
We didn't even get to ride that one.
you didn't want to.
It's 4 hours
You
long.
didn't want to because it's 4 hours long in the ride, and all you hear is "It's a Small World" after all over and over and over. You want to drown yourself in the 2 inches of water you're sitting in, but Universal has like some badass rides.
They got
did back then.
Transformers, Fast and Furious, the Minions. They got every. Universal owns it all.
Did you see the club thing?
Which one?
There's I think again it's by like the Planet Hollywood Hard Rock Cafe. There's a big ass movie theater that has like 32 screens or something, and off to the one side, I think it's the north side of it, there's like a huge metal building that's just 3-4 football fields long, and it's full of clubs. So you could jump from like country to hip hop.
Oh, you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still down there.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because I was invited to go one night after the truck show because they were going down there to bar hop pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a hallway, and you could be in the country bar for an hour, and then boom, you're in a Jamaican bar, and then you're over here, and then it's pretty cool.
Shit, man, it was a really good time. You know, it was fun. We had a great time at Universal. The big thing about Disney and Universal, the split of it is, Disney, you stand in line for 2 hours to get on a ride. You're in the fucking heat. You're standing in the sun in most of them. Yeah. Universal, if you are standing in a line at Universal, 99% of the time, you are in an air-conditioned room walking through a themed attraction line where stuff's playing on screens on the wall. They have interactive stuff going on the doors and walls, everything like that. They have stuff for kids and people to do while they're standing in line. They've got people walking around with bottles of
the guy
water.
that started that shit or built it had to go to Disney every year with his kids. He was like, fuck this. He's going to dig Walt Disney up, kick him in the nuts.
Universal has got so much down paid and it's so much nicer. And they've got City Walk. So when you leave, City Walk is how you get into Universal Studios.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
You leave and get out of Universal Studios. Then there's 40 fucking restaurants and every single store that you could have went in Universal, all those stores are condensed into 3 big stores outside on City Walk in clearance sections.
Disney World's got a 7-Eleven outside of it.
Yeah. Oh, bro, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Disney, you park where you can, when you can, how you can. Universal, I pulled up to the fucking thing. A man came out with a tape measure, measured my truck height and width, gave me an indicator pass, and somebody escorted me to the parking spot with a fucking golf cart. Yeah, for oversized vehicles. I was
So
like,
at the show, did you see something that just was like
man, you know,
over the fucking top?
the truck show, we did Disney Wednesday, Universal Thursday, truck show Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There was a lot of cool stuff at the truck show. On Boss Supply Company was there giving away their vehicles and trailers and skid steers. Oh, that was cool to see. They did a giveaway there in person.
They
the
got
guy
a new
come
one that
down.
just started.
They just
yesterday.
started. Yep, and that new one just came out.
Black.
And yeah, I think so. No, is it blue?
It was dark color, blue or black.
I think it's blue, and maybe black. One of them. Well, they had a 5.0 Mustang down there, EcoBoost. This man put 8 sets of wheel spacers on his Mustang to mount up some 30-inch rims and 42-inch mud tires.
So he whiskeyed the bitch.
And he was driving around on it.
You see whiskey when he did his
Yeah.
so.
But he was, oh, look at there's Nakia. Look at
Look
that.
at this.
Late to the fucking party.
Pops up in there.
I'll tell you, hey, where'd you park at? Not a lot of parking out there, is there? No. There's not, huh?
Had to park behind you.
Yeah, for some people who don't know, I parked in a Kia spot today. But yeah,
Yes, he did. I take a minute to go eat lunch, come back, parking spot.
a minute. I have been here for a fucking hour and a half.
Parking lot's gone.
I don't know where the fuck you ate at. Did you go out there and kill one of your cows, slaughter it yourself, and put it on the damn grill?
I took my daughter to lunch for her birthday.
Oh, and it's her birthday, isn't it? I didn't figure you'd be in it all today, honestly. Figured y'd be going and doing something.
Yeah, I actually thought you weren't coming back.
Nope, just took her, gave her birthday present, took her to eat lunch.
Oh, what'd you get for birthday? Something cool?
A Pit Boss.
A Pit Boss.
New barbecue grill.
Nice. One to plug in?
Oh, not the guy from the casino.
I have a Pit Boss at the house. I love it. I
do,
fucking
too.
love it. It's my favorite thing to cook on, honestly.
Mine too, and I have one, but mine's like, I don't know, 5 years old.
Yeah, mine's...
I buy her this one. It's got meat probes and Bluetooth to your phone and all kinds of crap.
Mine's about 2 years old, and it did come with a meat probe, but I ain't never used it. You know, when the fuck do you? Honestly,
Yeah,
you
just
put the shit
just
on the
eat it.
you put the shit on the fucking thing after it heats up. You set a timer on your phone and you go back when you need to. That's about it. But I don't really do a lot of thicker stuff like pork butts and everybody. That's all that stuff on this. They smoke on these pit bosses.
Yeah.
I'm a thick pork chop and ribs kind of guy. Maybe some chicken. I don't do a lot of the pork butts
like
and roasts.
Almost all the meat I cook's thinner. I
Yeah.
don't like giant, thick pieces. I mean,
I
if you
would
want
say-
a roast, cook a roast, and
Yeah.
it's great. But even steaks, people like a big, thick steak. That's a roast.
I like
I don't
about
like a big, thick one. I like a nice cut.
I like about an inch and a half
I like
steak.
a nice cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want an inch and a half. That's a
I
roast.
like an inch and a half steak.
Yeah.
But I don't want a 22 ounce. I want like a 8 ounce, inch and a half.
No, I'd rather
Your
have
big
a
ass gonna
20.
eat 8 ounces of
I'll
meat.
tell you, bro. Like it's a
I'd
giant
rather have
fillet.
a 22 ounce 3/4 inch than I would an 8 ounce inch and a
Man,
half.
something about them fucking
285-pound man gonna tell you, I eat an 8 ounce steak.
chunks. Man,
Yeah,
well,
just because he eat 4 baked potatoes. And
well, I do 10 up. Well, what I do is I go up there to the local meat market we got, and they're between 8 and 10 ounces, and they're like an inch and a half thick. They're cut and they look like giant fillets.
Yeah.
Well, when I cook them, I like to burn the outside a little bit, but it's still medium on the inside, so it's got that good flavor, that grilled crunch taste on the
Little-
outside,
yeah,
but it's
little
still
bit of
tender.
crunchy.
Yeah.
Yep.
my wife bought some sirloins on the sale months back. She was rearranging the freezer and found she ground them up, and made hamburgers out of them the other night.
Yeah. Man, I'm not a frozen steak guy.
No, we didn't. We put them in a grinder and ground them up and made
Yeah.
hamburgers out of them.
Still though, I
Had that steak flavor in a burger.
yeah, I don't know what it is. I just feel like I don't freeze meat.
Well, if we're eating a steak,
Yeah.
it's a fresh steak, or we're going somewhere
Yeah.
that has a decent steak.
Even
But
regular
when she
meat.
finds sales like with the sirloin stuff, she'll use it for hamburgers or different things, roast.
Well,
or,
I'll tell you something I've been looking into, and some of our listeners can actually comment on here and tell me if they have experience with it. But I am really interested in buying a freeze dryer.
A freeze dryer?
Yes,
What
they
the fuck are you trying to freeze dry?
anything.
You know that new fucking
Specifically,
candy.
Instead
what
of-
are you trying to
you
freeze
know that
dry?
new candy shit that came out with
Everything.
Yeah, freeze dried candy.
Instead of freezing your meat, you freeze dry it. And you put it on a pantry shelf.
Instead of freezing it, beat it.
It takes zero nutrients out of it. It's just like the day you got it when you pull it out.
So it's beef jerky.
No, it turns right back into meat.
I'm not believing it.
I don't know about that.
I'm not believing it because
I don't know.
They
about
told
that.
us 2 weeks ago eggs were bad for us. Now they're telling us we need to eat eggs. And meat's bad, now it's good. Now they're
Oh,
saying if
the
you
kid,
freeze
you're-
your meat, you get all your nutrients.
You're back again, by the way. If you didn't know, the government came out and said that aliens and UFOs are real, and we have some.
Well, I've always known. I kind of
always
think
known?
you may be one.
I may be.
I'm not 100%
So you're telling me
sure
you
that you're
believe-
not an alien.
Did we go to the moon in '69?
You're telling me
No.
you believe in aliens?
We have never been to the moon. No.
Okay.
You're telling me you believe in aliens?
I'm not sure that John's not one.
So you believe in aliens? Like, honestly believe there's
So let me tell you why
extra
Nakia probably thinks I'm an
whatever.
alien.
Like E.T.
Back
phone
in
shit.
Mud Nationals, I was over there pissing in the brush, and he walked around and seen it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's
There's-
obviously not from this fucking world. There's no way he's
no
that
way
huge.
that's from this world.
Yeah, there's no way
No
he's
way.
that huge and this humble."
It was just spraying out of a hole. Like,
But that's not alien.
normal.
That's Swedish.
Fucking Swedish. The fucking Swedes.
I don't know, man. I don't know about this alien thing. We went over a little bit, but it's how we talk. There's so many things we've been lied about, and so many facades, and so many things over the years.
until that
I just don't fucking
motherfucker
know. Until he shows up at my house, like I don't fucking know.
until that
And then I
motherfucker
still
has
gotta
gotten
question it.
has gotten an Uber Eats job and brought me a fucking pizza to my house and landed in my goddamn driveway. I
And
don't
I'm still
think
going to
won't.
question it because now they're making videos that are fake and
Yeah.
holograms and AI. And
Well, I mean, you know,
don't
you think about it, honestly, a guy with a couple $1,000s and got a decent head on his shoulders can make a pretty fucking realistic
Oh yeah,
video for the internet.
That's the other
Yes.
thing. We're gonna
for anything.
We're gonna get on Facebook Marketplace and we're gonna buy a
UFO.
UFO because we know one's fixing to come up for sale. We're gonna LS swap that bitch. That's what we're gonna do.
Drive that bitch around.
I want to put a diesel in it. Can you imagine it like coming across a big cloud of black smoke?
Fuck that.
Well, I can tell you this, and it makes sense. You hear a lot of stuff, you know, this is a scientist that is speaking out, but this one made sense to me, and I believe it to be real. It was a retired scientist, worked with NASA, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And he says that they had developed weapons that were laser-like weapons that they could shoot up. You couldn't see the laser beam, but when it shot into the atmosphere, it would react with particles that are in the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and it would cause them to glow, and you could see the laser reflecting off those particles.
Uh-huh.
Was this
And
Bill Nye the Science Guy?
And they started developing these lasers to fool enemy planes and stuff like that to replicate what we would imagine a spaceship to be.
I just bought a pretty badass flashlight from Home Depot, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. I mean, we've played with it enough
Yeah.
with lasers and flashlights that we know
Yeah.
that sounds possible.
Yeah.
And this guy was saying the U.S. government has done that for years, shining stuff in from the ground into the atmosphere, and it reflects off the particles that are in there, and
Yeah.
it makes things glow and orbs, and people go, oh my God, there was a spaceship.
Yeah.
He said they've been laughing about it for years, and they developed it as a weapon to fool enemies into thinking basically we could fight an equal enemy. It's both of our enemies.
I just feel like at the point to where someone has
I'm still lost.
accomplished long distance space travel and entered an atmosphere easily, I feel as if we would not be very equipped to fight them.
Well, I'm still not on.
I
the,
mean-
So my point is the U.S. government has developed lasers and stuff to make you believe that there is a spaceship.
So it's an 8-year-old trying to make 15-year-olds think
Right.
they can
and
beat
they're
them up.
laughing at
Yes,
us.
exactly.
And they're laughing at us. So
Yeah.
how does that make you believe in aliens?
Yeah.
I didn't say I believe in aliens.
Oh, okay.
I was just joking with, I'm not
We
100%
just
sure that John ain't.
assumed you believed in them because of what you said, but you don't actually.
I'm not
believe
saying I believe in aliens. And in order to get into that specifically, I have to go into my biblical roots, which y'all don't want to do a whole lot of talking about on here. But
I mean, I could
There-
use a nap.
there absolutely is spirits, but it ain't aliens as in the context
I feel
they
like
think it is.
there's without a doubt 100% the vastness of space. There's something out there.
I don't.
Yeah,
There
there
is.
is.
There's
Yeah.
something
There
out there.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
But Okay.
That's aliens.
they had an interview that popped up on one of the social medias the other day. That I can't remember the guy's name, but he's always doing the political stuff. But it's something from The Wire or something, the Daily Wire.
know.
And this was a video in the '90s that had resurfaced where they did an actual interview with a extraterrestrial, whatever, had the big bug eyes and all that.
Oh, beautiful.
They talk for a minute, then they play this video. Me and you in the 80s with the first camcorder. Never used it before, found it on the street, could have made a better fucking video. Like you could tell it was so fake, and the whole media is like, this was a real interview that the government kept it away from you.
In
No,
the
That's Bobby.
in the concept of a green man with big bulging eyes flying around in a flying saucer,
I feel like it'd be blue.
That is not real.
I feel like it'd be like a light grayish blue. Me personally.
I do not buy into the little green
I do
men
think
flying around in spaceships.
If we're going like the way I think you're going, I do think that's real. And what I mean is, like, I don't believe in the whole bug out, the UFO, all that. But another human that looks like us, resembles us, but has a different train of thought or a different, maybe he's in a different time period, but we're here at the same time or something like that.
If you go to England, those people have a different train of thought. So if you go anywhere else, they're obviously going to think different, and talk different, act
I just
different.
feel like
So maybe kind of Men in Black, but not the
There
part
ain't no
where they
little,
rip their skin off and they're.
there ain't no little green men with bulging eyes.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not buying.
believe
hey, I'll tell you what, next week if they pop out, you're gonna feel stupid.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Not
If they're
just,
little and green.
if they pop out on the news.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feel stupid.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
because I'm not believing it.
Yeah, I think it'd have to hit TikTok for me to believe it.
If I would believe it more on TikTok than I would
that's
on
the
the
sad
news.
part.
But a little green man come walking up to me, I see a spaceship, and then I'm wrong.
So what you're saying is, for you
What's
to
up?
believe in aliens, one's gonna have to slap the taste out your fucking mouth
Yes. Yes.
in person.
Yep.
I think I almost agree with that because you can't. You
It'd have to be
honestly,
something major.
because the amount of capability CGI and AI has these days, you can make anything look real through a phone screen.
Yeah, it'd have to be.
Anything.
It'd have to be
Yes.
live in person, right in front of me, and it would have to be something so tangible that I could actually believe it.
I would
Otherwise,
have
I'd
to.
still
I would
think
have
it's
to
fake.
touch it.
Everybody knows what I mean when I say the elite. I mean, you got BlackRock, you got the Clintons, the politicians, those people. There is nothing they can say that I believe.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Zero, zilch, nothing.
Yeah, if an alien were to be real, I would have to physically be able to touch it, and more than once.
Yes.
I would not be able to walk past it in a case.
So you want to have an intimate relationship? You
Yeah.
want to touch it more than once. You want to have an intimate relationship. You want to like rub stuff.
I want to have like a thumb war and an arm wrestle this motherfucker.
A green alien laying in a glass box at a museum, and you can walk in and go, wow. And they're telling you that they really got that out of a spaceship.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I'm not buying it.
I've seen 82 of them motherfuckers at Universal Studios,
Yes.
and they looked way more real than anything else I've ever seen.
Yes.
It was, I mean, that only cost
You
probably
take
10
the
grand.
government's kind of money. I'm not buying it.
So is the world flat?
I mean,
I'm not. I've always said that's the stupidest shit. Over the last year, I am not 100%
Well,
certain that it is round.
What
That's
got
all
me-
I'm gonna say.
I was
I
like
am
you. I'm like,
not-
yeah, the world's around. All this, but was it a month ago, 2 months ago, when the Delta pilots came out, and
I've seen a bunch of them.
he said it's flat. Like we don't fly around a curved shit. Like it's we got the same route to the same countries. We don't circle back the other way because it's shorter. Like it's flat.
There's a lot of stuff in every direction. You can obviously look up at the moon. You look at it with a telescope. You can tell it is a ball. You can tell the moon is round. You can tell that other planets that we
or
look
is it
at,
just flat side towards us?
Is it flat side or
always
round side towards us?
100% of the time, no matter where on earth you are,
Round side towards us.
and you can see the curvature.
Yeah.
you've only in your whole entire life have ever only seen one side of the moon. You know that, right? It doesn't spin.
So everybody on the planet, 100% of the time, the moon is 100%. It could be flat and just perfectly facing us.
Yeah, but think about this. Think
That's
about
hard fetched.
Think
But
about
think
the Earth
you
like
have
this, though.
never-
Think
So
about
are
ever
both of you
seen-
flat earthers?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm saying take the
Who
Earth,
knows?
take the Earth and cut it in half, okay,
Yeah.
and then set it down on a flat surface,
Yep.
little more than half, but say it's just kind of topped off, and then take the moon, and it's the same way sitting right here, and it just goes like this.
Well, think about this, right?
Like it goes.
You're telling
from
me that
your
the
axis, like left, right, whatever. That gives you your half, your full, your quarter, all that, and you just see one side of it, no matter what angle it's at. And then this country gets it at this time period. This country
This
gets
is
it
the
at this
thing.
time period.
This is one of the things that gets me that I can't get an answer in my head.
yeah.
You walk outside, you look up at the stars, and the Little Dipper's right there over the peak of your house. You see it, and you go out every night, and you're like, "Hey, where's the Little
How's
Dipper?"
it over the peak of everybody's
Right there.
house?
No,
It's over the peak of your house.
No, that's what I'm saying. You
Oh,
walk
okay.
outside in your yard. There's the Little Dipper. It's right over the peak of the house. You walk out there every time. It's right there over the peak of the house. If we're spinning thousands of miles an hour,
Yep.
how is it right there every time I walk outside?
I'm with you because I rode many a merry-go-round in my fucking day. I'm talking slow, fast. I've had people on motorcycles twist them. I've had dudes walk them. I've been at every speed in a 360. And I felt every single damn one of them. I have never felt them just walking around.
Well, so here's my thing, right? Here, I just Googled it to make sure I wasn't wrong.
Well, Google
'Cause
is
Google's
fucking right.
right.
There you go.
Well, regardless, that's what everybody's going
We
to check
just had
this
a
with.
big screw up in the back the other day because they Googled the bit sizes on Google to what hole you drill to tap it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they drilled a whole bunch of damn holes with the wrong bit.
Why don't you just go get one of those
So
things from
Google
Fastenal?
was wrong.
The
Google's always fucking
Fastenal has a drill tap chart.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a drill tap chart on Google.
Yeah, but
It
Fastenal's
is
right.
wrong.
But yeah,
that is
Fastenal's
my
is right.
point. We actually all sit back here looking at the Google drill tap chart.
Yeah.
It is 100% incorrect.
Everything on Google's wrong.
Google.
All Google is whatever they want you to
We
know.
proved it last
But what did you
week.
look up on Google?
Go ahead. You just looked something up.
The Earth is spinning at roughly 1,000 miles an hour.
Yep. that's what
Right.
I said.
And you don't feel shit.
No. I'm not talking about the feeling thing, but at the same. So the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and this moon is spinning around us. You know how fast the moon is spinning? You've never seen any.
It's like a slingshot, like a pulling a
Yes,
tube behind
no,
a boat.
no. That's what I'm saying. You're not. Listen, how fast is the moon spinning?
Fucking 8,000 miles an hour. It has not
10
spinning,
10
moving.
10.26 miles an hour.
There's no way it can keep up.
Bitch, I just Googled it.
It can't keep up.
So here's the thing, right? It's orbiting much faster than that, but it's only spinning at 10 miles an
That's
hour.
what I said. It ain't got nothing to do with spinning. It has to do with
Do you know how long it's going to take for us to see the other side of the moon if it's only rotating at 10 miles an hour?
You'll never see it in a lifetime.
Thousands of years.
But picture, if there was a rope between us and the moon,
Yeah.
and you was slinging it, we're turning 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
How fast does that dude have to be slinging around us?
Pretty fucking fast. Orbiting.
I passed many a fence post
Orbiting.
back in my younger day.
That's what
on
I mean.
a Ninja
is orbiting.
at over 200 miles an hour.
Orbiting
and
and
I could
spinning. It's two different things.
barely even tell it
That's what
was
I'm
a fence
saying.
post.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about
and
spinning.
that bitch is 1,000 miles an hour. You wouldn't be able to see it with the naked eye.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about spinning. I'm talking about just like if you had a rope tied out there
We
and
should
you're
ask.
slinging it around.
We should ask the Congress aliens.
I think
Ask Google how fast is it orbiting.
what we have here
Orbiting.
is you have a situation that everybody's been in it. Everybody. We're just now becoming in it. Where
Becoming in
you realize that every single fucking thing in your life is a lie.
Yep.
And you finally get old enough to start questioning it and looking it up and thinking about it rationally and looking at the math and everything
Not
else.
fast.
Has
So
to be.
you end up in this position. Is the moon flat? Well, let's look it up. It moves this fast. And you start doing the math, you think, there's no fucking way. And everything is like that. And it makes you question all of this shit because why did they lie to us about every fucking thing?
You know, and all I wanted to fucking know is why is it not getting faster behind the fucking counter at Popeyes? Why are they not moving faster?
Exactly.
If everything else can move this fast, why can I not get my chicken
It's
tenders
45
faster?
fucking minutes or whatever you order.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
I actually went to get some Popeyes before I came over here. I left.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I bet my order still ain't done.
You can probably go back and get it for
They
you.
finna walk out there to the curb where they told you to pull up and wait on your food.
I did pull up. I didn't pay though. I don't pay until I get my food. And I
What
have to take my
amazes
debit
me
card
is
back.
Popeyes is always full. The bitch is always full.
Always.
And they're never have no fucking chicken. Oh, we don't cook chicken in the evenings. The fuck you mean? You got people coming. Cook some fucking chicken.
Yeah, love it.
Chick-fil-A ain't gonna have your ass sitting around.
Either way, that's 39 minutes. Of
That is
fucking,
39
I'm not
minutes.
even sure what the fuck it was
I
about.
don't know what it
but
was
there,
about.
But there is only one way.
But everything's a fucking lie and it's the outlaw way. Well, that's not a lie.
Well,
The outlaw way
that's
is
the
the real
truth.
way. You got
Yeah.
you need to. You're supposed to say something. I don't know why you don't ever talk.
Well, at least you showed up.
Yeah, you came late, but hey,
I showed
whatever.
up.
Yeah,
And there's only one way.
the
It's
outlaw.
the
outlaw
outlaw
way.
way. Yeah.